Today we will be discussing perfect competition. Now, perfect competition is one of the 4 market structures that you can come across over. So the first one is your perfect competition, then you have your monopolistic competition, you have your oligopoly, and then you have your monopoly. So we're going to focus on your perfect competition and your monopoly. So your perfect competition is, let's take garages and fuel stations in South Africa as an example. You have Caltex and Engen and Sasol and the few new ones that currently is doing the rounds in South Africa. So let's go to the characteristics of a perfect competition. So firstly, the number of firms there's a lot of them. You can take fuel stations in South Africa, there is a lot. You have Shell and Engen and Caltex and Sasol. There's a lot of them, right? So there's not a restriction on the number of fuel stations, for example. Nature of the product is homogeneous, which means the product needs to be the same. In this case, it's 93 unleaded petrol, 95 unleaded petrol, and diesel, for example. It is the same everywhere. Entry into the market, into the fuel market, for instance, is free. There is no restrictions on someone to put up an Engen garage around the block from you. You can do so if you would like, and if you want to close your fuel station and leave and exit the market, you are also willing and free to do so. Information is completely accessible to the consumers. Collusion is impossible. So firms like Caltex and Engen and Sasol and Shell cannot collude and to set the price of petrol. Therefore, the firms cannot have control over the prices. The price is set in the market. Demand curve for the firm is perfectly elastic, so it's horizontal. I will show you on a graph how it looks like. And then the long run economic profit is not possible. Only long normal profit can be made. I will also show you in a little bit what I mean with that. It's very important to note that a perfect competitive firm is a price taker. Now, what that means is we have demand and supply, and the demand and supply, where they equal one another, we have equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity. And then that firm takes that price that is set in the market. It is a price taker. It is not influenced by something else. It's influenced by the market. So it's price taker. And this is your demand curve. It's a horizontal demand curve where marginal revenue equals average revenue. So that horizontal line there, it is your AR curve, your average revenue curve, it's your marginal revenue curve, it's your demand curve, and it's your prices. That is very important to know. Also want to indicate something additionally to you. If you have your price and your quantity and you have your perfect competitive firm here, and you introduce your marginal cost curve, it cuts your marginal revenue line on 2 points. Where your marginal cost decreases, this is where maximum losses occurs. And on your increased part of your marginal cost curve, this is where your maximum profits will be. So your profit maximizing point of a perfect competitive firm is where marginal revenue equals marginal cost. And this is extremely important because you can't draw the graphs of a perfect competitive firm if you do not know the profit maximizing rule, which is where your marginal revenue equals your marginal cost. In the next video, we will look at some more graphs.